We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Do it live.
We're live. Hey, let's jump right into it. When Bun B testified, last week about trauma from a 2019 home invasion, and people are out here debating the 40-year sentence the guy got, saying it's not fair. Talking about Bun B sitting on the stand and pointing out.
I've seen him do it.
Hey, man, they're saying he's snitching. It's crazy. It's crazy, RJ.
Yeah. just goes to show you how ignorant people can be, man. So
it's crazy.
you're a victim, and then people will call you a snitch for explaining the trauma caused. But hey, before we proceed with the show, guys, remember to press the like button, follow us on our other socials, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. KR.
Yes, let's jump right into it. When Bun B testified about trauma from home invasion, let's go right into the video so we can take a look at what he had to say to the in court.
She can't communicate, and I get so angry all again because she didn't deserve it. She didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for this. The next morning, she got out of bed and
Fair use.
went down to the kitchen, and I heard her scream, and I went down to see what was wrong, and she had her back turned. And she was crying, and I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She was like, I can't. She was just shaking furiously. I can't. I'm like, well, you can't. She's like, I can't look at those stairs. And it was from that point where we realized like she couldn't even be in that house. It is because, there are times where she gets closed off. She can't communicate. And I get so angry all again because she didn't deserve it.
Yes, man, it's heartbreaking to see the man talking about his wife like that. The home invasion happened in 2019. The guy, which they showed with a tattoo around his ear, did a home invasion on Bun B, and the wife was basically traumatized after that, and they had to move. RJ.
It's a very terrible thing. It's a very traumatic thing to experience something like that. I know of a woman, I have to say, who suffered something similar in her home twice. And you just feel helpless. Well, in her case, it was even worse because it wasn't only the home invasion, but because she was there alone, the person went further. And so as a man as well, I can see the frustration I can hear it in Bun B's voice. And you can clearly see it in his whole demeanor, because as a man, you're supposed to protect your wife, you're supposed to protect your woman. And in a situation like that, you feel powerless, KR. You feel helpless because you want to do as much as possible to protect your woman from a situation like that. And maybe he's done it throughout his life. He's a very well-known rapper, probably has a lot of ventures, and so he could provide for his wife, and allow them to live on a great standard. So you think, okay, I'm accomplished, I did my job, or I'm doing my job, and then something like this happened. It can really put a dent in your armor. And yeah, it's sad to see, man. It's very sad to see.
Yeah, because I think you start questioning yourself as well, right? In that situation, like, am I the man I want to be? Can I protect my wife? Am I really the guy who for her, in a sense?
Well, It might be that, but it can also be, maybe it's not that. It can be even worse. Maybe he's thinking, because I think he can rationalize, right? And he can rationalize and say, yeah, you know what, I did do, because, I mean, if you go into the story, you find out that he did more, right? So he didn't, there was a retaliation, let me put it like that. So it's not like he didn't do anything. It's not like he was helpless at the moment, but you still want to avoid it in the first place. So I do commend the way he reacted, but when you see the trauma, you need to deal with the trauma every single day, KR. Every single day, you need to deal with the trauma. You need to see a traumatized wife, and then you might see her maybe have 2, 3 good, solid days, and you think, okay, she's over it. And then on the fourth day, she's back at it.
Yep.
And so I think what you might be thinking isn't necessarily whether or not I'm the right person or whether or not I can protect her, but perhaps whether or not you might be thinking whether or not she's thinking that I could have done more,
Mm.
and whether or not she trusts has trust in me to protect her in future instances. So and of course you can rationalize it all you want, you can rationalize it away, but a feeling is a feeling. You still need to deal with it.
Yep. Yep. So during the testimony, Bun B recalled, this is from ABC 13, recalled the home invasion that occurred on a Tuesday afternoon 5 years ago, noting that Queenie, which is his wife, had dealt with anxiety before and just had finished therapy when the home invasion happened. So that's crazy. That's crazy by itself. So you just finished out, you closed out basically a chapter through therapy, and this happens, and you open up an even bigger one.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
worse than a relapse when you're an alcoholic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Conspiracy theorists might say that the therapist put out the hit, but I think that come on, okay, there are people like that. I'm gonna say there aren't conspiracies, but there are
Well,
anyway. So
my statement. Hey, the internet is wild. The internet is wild.
this while, yeah. Nah, man, but what else does it say?
Yeah, the day Jackson rang the door, Jackson is the person who did the home invasion, at Bombi's home, and Queenie answered thinking it was an Amazon delivery person. That's when Jackson, who was wearing a mask, forced his way into their home. Bombi was on the second floor of their home at the time and heard his wife screaming, "Just take the car, just take the car." Jackson also had a gun to her head. Bombi said on Thursday you'd never heard the kind of terror in his wife's voice in the 20 plus years they've been married. It's an entirely new. Wait a second, scroll too much. It's an entirely new traumatizing incident, Bombi said. This is something we still deal with to this day. There are times when she gets closed off, she can't communicate, and I just get so angry all over again because she didn't deserve this. She didn't ask for this. He continued. Bombi said that he heard his wife screaming. He grabbed his gun and she told him, "Don't come downstairs. He's going to kill me." I wanted to confront the person who put the fear into my wife's voice, the rapper said. She was very panicked. She was borderline hysterical. She just did not want me to go out the door and face the person with a gun. Oh, I shouldn't use that word, but hey, it is what it is. Bunby testified that Jackson had gone into their garage by then. When Bunby saw Jackson in the driver's seat of his wife's car, he fired at him 5 to 6 times. A bullet striking him in the shoulder. Jackson fired back, fell out of the car, and then both men fought on the ground. My wife came through the garage door. She started screaming when she saw that we were on the ground tussling. He kind of broke away from me and took off running. So all this, he didn't get anything out of it. Only
Amateur.
the only person who was left with the marks were Bun B and his wife Queenie.
What marks are you talking about?
The
The
scars,
emotional scar,
yeah,
or physical
emotional
scar?
scars, physical scars. Maybe I'm not clear if he if Bun B had the
So,
whatever.
but who caught
I
a
think
bullet in the
Jackson
shoulder?
got.
Jackson did.
I think he did. Let me see what he says here. He says he grabbed his gun downstairs, shot at him. Wives, he fired at him 5 or 6 times. Would strike him in the shoulder. Bun B was the one who was shooting.
Yeah.
Jeez, he reeled that car with with bullets.
Yeah.
Hey man,
It's heavy. It's
but
heavy.
it
It's
is
very heavy.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I think for them being that long together, he knows her, she knows him, basically through and through. And seeing someone you love get struggling with anxiety like that, and you're powerless in that
You are.
case.
Yeah. And I
But
think what you do then, KR, is you start replaying the incident over and over in your head, and maybe even think about possible scenarios that could have ended in which the outcome could have been entirely different. I mean, when you decide to go and confront someone, you never know how they will react. You don't know if there's someone else standing by somewhere around the corner, ready to back up his boy. You don't know how the tussle on the ground could have ended up. Bun B is still an older gentleman compared to Jackson. So it could have gone either way. And after that, I know here I know a guy. He was at his home. This, and I say a guy, I mean like a gentleman of, I would say, 75 years old, approximately, at his home. He was getting ready to go out to an event. He opened the door. There were four guys standing on his porch. Two of them had masks on. The other two didn't. And the one standing in the front had the weapon in his arm, and he put it to his head. And well, actually, it was a daughter that opened the door. And
mm,
when he heard the daughter scream, he went out. But at one point, the daughter, the wife, and him was standing out there. And of course, KR, we've seen examples. We talked about Costa Rica last week.
yeah.
Your wife can, your wife might say something, but you're the one that's gonna, the guys are gonna look at you. So they pulled it on him. This guy, as he was telling, and the wife corroborated, he just hit the guy. So the weapon was pointed at him. He just hit it and started fighting with the guy. And they didn't expect. Probably they were probably amateurs, and they didn't
Mhm.
expect this reaction. And I think one started screaming, and so they ran away. And
What?
so they ran
Who
away.
th-
So they were,
who started
yeah, for
screaming?
the wife or the daughter,
Oh,
one of
I
them.
thought one of the guys started screaming.
No, the wife or the daughter started
Okay, okay,
screaming.
okay. Yeah,
But I
yeah,
know of a
yeah.
similar situation, more or less, that happened a while ago, of
Mhm,
an officer of the law, a military officer, who
mm.
experienced something similar, but he did get popped in front of his family. So
Yeah, it's a coin toss.
yeah, it's a coin toss. It can go either way. It can go either way. And sometimes it's best to cooperate. But of course, in this case, they were saying maybe there's something there. Every time an officer
Mhm.
gets one, I mean, hmm, either they didn't know it was an officer, probably,
Or
maybe, yeah, or it was a hit. So,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then masked
as
as a
as a
failed
robbery.
home. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, what also happened is after all these testimonies and yeah, testimonies and hearings, the court came to a sentence. I'm gonna play the audio, not the video. Let me share it.
Charged with robbing Bun B and his wife Queenie has been sentenced.
We just learned that DeMonte Jackson received
Fair use.
40 years in prison for each charge. Those sentences will be served concurrently. Jackson pleading guilty to felony charges related to the 2019 home invasion. During the robbery, he held Queenie at gunpoint. He was shot during a gunfight with Bun B. Today, we heard from Jackson's grandmother, along with prosecutors. They called witnesses who performed Jackson's psychological analysis. It took 5 years to get to this point. Lawyers for Jackson say he has been undergoing mental health treatment.
That's what people are doing nowadays. 40 years.
I don't know why you're anyway. The mental health.
One moment.
Yeah, man, mental health. Is that something? It seems like people, I mean, you're the one who was the offender at that moment, the attacker, and then now you're claiming mental health. Times.
Yeah, I mean, mental health, people talk about it like there's not, like it's something that you're always a victim of. Granted, there are a small, I would say a limited amount of people who are really mentally ill outside of their control. Think about, for example, people who suffer from schizophrenia. They can't help it. It's just like they have medications for that. And if you just leave them up to them, they'll be, well, I think they're the original alphabet. But in any case, what I think, what I think, KR, is that it's just like our physical health, and that's the way I see it, KR. You can be physically unhealthy, but there's some things you can do about it, right? So you might be overweight, start walking. You might have high blood pressure. You might have suffer from diabetes, or at least heading towards that direction. There are things that you can do about it, and the same goes for mental health. Now, if you just scream mental health, what you're basically saying, reading between the lines, is I think you need to prove that the type of mental health that you have, and in this case, I believe it was the father of Jackson who mentioned it, something about him being unhealthy, mentally ill. You need to prove that the kind of mental health you're talking about is like a clinically diagnosed level of illness that is outside of your control. But just yelling out, screaming out mental health because someone is suffering from a depression, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You know why, KR? Mental health is a real thing. It's like it's a real thing. What are you doing about it? If you get a explosion or a heart attack, for example, and something happens to you where if you get
we're not going to talk about the reason why you got it, but okay, let's start. Let's continue.
Of course not. But let's say you get a heart attack.
Yeah.
What led to it? And oftentimes when you go look at the causes, it's an unhealthy lifestyle, it's an unhealthy everything. But when you are there suffering, and hey, you can tell the hospital, hey, I'm physically ill, so please don't bill me. It doesn't work like that. Like, if you wanted to avoid the bill, you had to prevent it in the future. Now, if it is the case that Jackson is suffering from a severe case of mental illness, which he has no control over, then I think it needs to be clinically diagnosed. But as far as I know, and also based on the outcome of the court case, either he wasn't clinically diagnosed or his diagnosis wasn't wasn't grave enough for him to be exempted. I mean, then again, maybe they wanted to put 100 years on him, and he got 60 off. But I don't.
Well, the thing is, they were trying to use the mental health thing because the question was why did it took 5 years? Because I mean, it's taken a long time before the sentencing or the case went into court, and I think that's part of that mental health thing that they said. I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's mental health or not, you got yourself into that situation.
Yeah.
And you thought you were Superman, and a 50-year-old man popped you in the in the shoulder and fought you off, and you were
Yeah.
20 back then.
Yeah.
He ran into a bullet. But hey, what do you think about that 40-year sentence he got for this? Because he got 40 years, 40 years. He's now 25, so he's when he's out, he's into retirement age.
He's eligible for pension. 40 years sounds like a lot, to be honest. Sounds like a lot. I don't know the laws that were applied for them to for them to reach the 40. Of course, I'm not a US lawyer, so I can't really comment on that, but 40 is a lot. It seems like, right? Especially taking into account that no lives has been taken. He's been, he took one
Well,
already.
not literally though. There were no
How-
lives taken, but he took her life. He
Yeah,
cannot
yeah,
live.
that's true. Yeah, so the emotional
It's how you
damage.
look at it. It's how you look at it. Because even though
Well,
she's alive, she's dealing with the consequences for the rest of her life. So
yeah,
altered her life trajectory.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, but for the law, that part of taking away your life you're talking about is not that. I mean,
Does
it's
not apply.
and it qualifies as emotional damage or immaterial damage. It's
Mm,
not like
mm.
physical damage, so taking a life purely in the context of the law is like literally the person isn't breathing anymore. And sometimes people take away your lives directly. Sometimes it's a lifestyle that might lead to your life being taken away, and sometimes it's supplements. But in any case, when your life is taken away, is basically you're gone. You met your maker or his nemesis. But yeah,
Well,
I
he's the
think it
creator of
does.
the Nemesis. So.
He is, though. Yeah, he is. That's true. But that doesn't take away. Two things can be right at the same. What?
No, 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 I
Okay.
didn't say.
The sun and the moon. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's the other part. You have two sons. Anyway, people are out here debating, man. They are saying, even Tamika Newhouse, who said they definitely give black men heavy sentences. Our YouTube counterparts be taking no white. He's white. That's YouTube.
YouTube counterparts.
I was like, why is
Yeah.
she saying YouTube counterparts? But that's white. Be taking lives and get off or lesser time. I don't know about that, but not gonna lie, 40 is way too much. He couldn't gotten 10 to 15. They made an example out of him, uh, and it's
Safe to
sad,
say, probably.
sad, sad. I think
Oh, so-
whole life gone at 20.
Did you look
I'll
at
be
your
honest.
keyboard?
Yeah.
Did you look at your keyboard to see which letter is the closest to the Y?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I just said I only say you cannot let it say, but then it's sad. That's the only solution for that. But I do think RJ 40 years might sound heavy. But I don't know if this guy already has a list of whether he's a known criminal I don't know. I don't know about his record, but if he has a record and he's continuously done this, I think that also contributes to the sentencing. And at the end of the day, I always say this: we are safer out here without him.
Yeah. And with more
One
police.
less, huh?
And
What'd you
with
say?
more police.
And then, well, I don't know if they have the
Well,
budget
ask him.
since BLM tried to get to all police budgets minimized. So let's
Yeah.
let's start locking these people up
Yeah.
when they do this crazy stuff. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the wife is the one who suffered the most in this situation. Bumby put a bullet in this guy so he can process it. But still, you don't want to. I think when you pop someone for the first time, I don't know if you done it before, but when you pop someone, it always has a psychological effect on you, whether it's the first time or other times. Um,
Are you saying that you should keep popping until it doesn't affect you anymore?
oh, is he Batman? Texas Batman, Bun B. Now, anyway, I think, hey man, 40 years sounds a lot, but sometimes it's if someone is going into a trajectory of life of crime, maybe you should lock them up to keep the hood safe. Maybe they should lock more people up that are
Yeah.
doing these things. But I think a lot of, I'll call it pookie lovers out here that try to defend this degenerate lifestyle. I cannot call it anything else. What do you want me to call it? It's pookie lovers. What do you think this guy would have probably spawned more kids living the same lifestyle?
Yeah.
So you need to cut the lifeline. Now maybe when he's 65, he's a reformed
Yeah, it's probably gonna get out earlier.
criminal. Yeah, probably at 2/3.
Yeah.
Unless don't forget, Bumby is a legend in Texas.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, I think that it's very ignorant of people, so dumb. And I don't use that word easily, KR. To use the word dumb, I don't use it easily. But you know
which
how
one?
dumb
Heavy sentence or snitching?
the snitching, man. Do you know
Yeah,
how dumb, ignorant you have to be to think that someone who's so I'm a victim already because I got because my home someone was trying to invade my home and I was protecting myself and I was protecting my wife and my wife is dealing with trauma since that day. It's been 5 years and still when they talk about it, it's like it happened yesterday. Yeah, and did you say to yourself, no, you're not allowed to? So let the guys walk freely. Don't cooperate. It's not like they're snitching because they weren't. It's not like they were part of a crew gone south and then they started talking. Not that those people don't talk because we all know that everyone talks. It's like a snitching. Snitching is like allowed, but
let me. But by the way, before we continue, let me give people some context because this is what below the video of him testifying. This is what someone said. Is this considered snitching? This is definitely snitching. If you're a victim of a crime, you handle it yourself with a get back or accept it. Helping the police is snitching. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know how people process these people. I mean, I'm talking about these people.
yeah, these
People
people.
have been definitely not we. It's not French. Definitely not French. Definitely not French. Ain't no we here. These people are so mentally manipulated into believing certain things they hear in raps. They
Yeah,
live a life of crime.
yeah,
How imagine he's saying either you get back yourself and get locked up, or you shut your mouth and live with the trauma forever.
Yeah.
Both are L's, by the way. I don't know
No, no,
how you can make
no.
it a W.
He's saying go handle it yourself. With the
Yeah,
go
I get
handle
that.
it yourself, well, two things. There are some people that go and handle it themselves. Who are they? Because those are also small group of people. Those are people involved in a lifestyle in which they also do wrong things.
Mhm.
They're also, so they know the police has an eye on
They
them
can
too.
go to the police. Well, sometimes they
Exactly.
go to police for protection.
Yeah. So yeah, but and what do they do when they go there? They start snitching. So
Yeah.
it's like, but it's the whole snitching fantasy that if you snitch, you're not like true. Some people really don't snitch. They're really about that life. But a lot of people care. I think when they when push comes to shove, they will just talk. They'll get scared and talk. But that's so. But I'm not, when we're talking about this case specifically, it's not like I said, Bun B and his wife, they're living a completely separate life, different lifestyle. They weren't involved with him. They didn't have like a partnership with him. It wasn't like a friend. It's like just someone who came into their house. Do you think that a guy who built his empire throughout his career and life and put all the pieces together very carefully will just grab a weapon and just go drive around look for the guy because that's real? You
That's
know what?
real. That's gangster.
People who have nothing to lose talk like
But
that, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It is true. You're right about that. People who have nothing to lose and people who are we thought at. Yeah, I can't use the word these days anymore. My might get flagged, so we say we thought at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is crazy if you talk like that, talking about snitching and in this case, the guy is a citizen. He never claimed to be a gangster. I mean, the guy has been living a citizen life for as long as I know Bun B. Maybe it's been when he was younger doing some stuff, but he's transitioned to being a rapper and a business owner these days. I mean, hey man, it is crazy. It is crazy that there are people out here talking, discussing the snitching narrative, and these are the most retarded. I use the word anyway.
There you go.
Retarded people. We thought it people. Because snitching, like you said, snitching is someone. The thing crazy thing is, people always talk about the mafia, this and that, and if you look at the mafia, tell me an organization with that then had more snitches than the mafia.
Yeah.
High-ranking members were sitting in court and pointing.
I've seen him do it.
And it was raining that day, and she had a blue dress on, and the guy had a purple tie. It's like in detail, just like some breadcrumbs because he had just finished eating his club sandwich at 9 o'clock, 9:35 at the golf club. No, man.
No, there were people who are bigger criminals than any people out here. Sammy the Bull was standing there and pointing at the Gambino family.
Yeah.
Sammy the Bull is out here right now among us,
Yeah,
giving
podcast.
interviews,
Yeah,
podcasting, talking all crazy. Well, not talking crazy, but he's doing podcasts while all the people are out here doing life.
yeah.
I mean, there's a long list.
And what people get wrong is that's like the binary way of thinking as well. It's like you're either hard in a street sense or you're soft and then when you snitch, but you can be a real tough guy. You have like a lot of bodies and still talk. And I dare anyone to just go now. Sammy the Bull is like is older
Yeah,
now,
he's not 80, but yeah,
but I
and he's
dare
younger.
anyone to step to Sammy the Bull so back then and tell him to his face that he's weak because he talked.
They'll find you in a ditch.
You're fine in a ditch, man. So
Hey, man,
it's
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 crazy.
yeah, it's a very weird way of thinking.
There's always, and then this is something also that people don't take into account. They watch these series about narcos, etc. If you look at, if you really read the documents and read the things that happen, you'll see that a lot of organizations actually work with the police,
Yeah,
with the feds, to
yeah,
get their counterparts locked up so they can continue doing business. So this
yeah.
is that's the crazy thing about this. People low ranking people in the organization always think they understand the game. It's not the game. The game is for you, for the family or the group to continue forward.
Yeah.
And if it requires you, police or feds, to catch your opponent, well,
So be
it is
it.
what it is.
All is fair in love and war.
Yeah, man. So anyway, that's the first topic of the day, man. Let's continue with the usual Reddit story. RJ, you have a great story for us, maybe about snitching, maybe about someone who was snitching on his daughter. I don't know. What do you have for us today?
This one is a girlfriend snitching on her boyfriend type of
Mm,
story. Of course, a bit lighthearted before we proceed with the next topic. But KR,
yeah.
love language clash. Girlfriend hates morning hugs. You know, KR is the small things. When you're young, you look at a lot of you look at a lot of movies and they talk about loving, and it's like you feel a click and then it's there. But as you get older, you realize
Chemistry. They call it chemistry.
chemistry, yeah. But what they forget is that the atom bomb was built on chemistry. So, so, so
Atomic
you need
bomb. What's the guy's name? What was his name? They made a
Oppenheimer.
movie about him. Yeah, Oppenheimer. Yeah. Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Yeah. No, man. So, but
Germans and Germans have been anyway.
yeah. So the so love language, and when I hear that word, I remember they asked a guy, "What's his love language?" He said English. Another one said French. Because if you don't know what they mean, then yeah, it is what it is. But there are like I guess a couple of love languages. There are five that there are five for sure. I can name three or four. I can never name a fifth. But it's like some people like physical touch, and it's like what you like to receive and what you like to give. So it's
Mm.
become a whole theory. So there's like physical touch, word of affirmation. You have gifts.
The something about action, right? You do someone.
Yeah, let me look it up. As I'm trying to, if we're gonna do it, let's do it right. So we have like words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service. I think that's what you were
Action.
referring to,
That's the
and
one.
receiving gifts. And so people will say, so there's a lot of like philosophy and theory behind it. So some people say it's innately in you. Other people will say, it varies. So today it's this, tomorrow it's that. And there's also what you like to give and what you like to receive. So, or at least how you express love by giving and how you would like to receive. So
Who brought this theory in the world?
I don't know who the writer is.
Is it the
Oh,
same writer of Valentine's Day?
I have no clue. It's a guy named Gary Chapman. I'm seeing.
Mm.
But he has like a lot of love
Books.
languages,
He has a lot
books.
of books.
He has a
Okay,
lot.
sounds like marketing to me, but okay, continue.
Yeah. So yeah, but I'm guessing so there are five, and so there's a whole theory that you like to receive the love in a certain way, but you also like to give it in so maybe
Mm.
if your love language to receive might be quality time, but you express it by with acts of
Yeah,
service.
yeah.
I know when I was growing up, KR, when I was growing up, and I was still studying, I was still at the university. My love language, and it still is quality time, KR, because gifts cost money. In any case,
But that's, you're receiving the gift, right?
nah, but it's like give anyway. It's a whole thing. So
But
anyway,
if I'm receiving the gift,
Yeah.
and the gift is act of service, isn't that the same?
If you're
Or is that
receiving,
like, act of service is something. Yeah, now I remember. Now I
it's
remember
like,
what act of service is.
I think act of service is
Yeah,
more
it's not the
like
same.
you want
But I'm
something.
like Kanye. I'm like, last week we talked about Kanye,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
the acts of hug, the hug you wanted. I like hugs, the type of hugs I like.
Yeah. Don't catch a
Anyway,
case. I know that.
I do it consensually. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So but yeah, but I'm guessing KR. So you have all those love languages thing. To me, it's not like I mean, it's a way of expressing that you want to do something, you like some things, etc.
Mhm.
In the past, I used to say someone is cold and someone is warm, but I guess it changed right now. But any case, the Reddit story goes as follows: I'm not a morning person, the girlfriend is saying, and I feel very upset when I wake up in the mornings. My boyfriend insists on cuddling in the morning and waking me up with cuddles. How dare he? This makes me extremely uncomfortable and puts a damper on physical touch for the rest of the day. I love him. I love him. And I know that his love language is physical touch. But I have tried to nicely tell him that I hate being touched in the morning. However, he gets upset. He gets upset and then does it again the next day or two.
That sounds like a case, but okay.
Don't catch a case. Stay woke.
Oh man.
Maybe I haven't been firm enough, but I feel like it should be pretty clear by now that it upsets me. I even moved to the very edge of the bed,
What is people
push his
doing?
arm away, or push him off. I'm gonna repeat that. I even moved to the very edge of the bed, push his arm away, or push him off me. But he continues to try and cuddle a few minutes later. This is making me feel like a huge a-hole because he always seems upset when I quickly get out of bed or get angry. KR, your
They
thoughts?
sound not compatible, but okay. They're trying to force something that's not there. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? You're not compatible. I mean, that's within 1 minute. I already knew they're not compatible. I don't know what they like of each other, but okay, you're not compatible on this. So maybe you should find a home where you have separate beds.
Yeah. I mean, well, I have another question. I have another question to you.
Yeah,
No one can be like 100% compatible, right? So there's always,
that's impossible. Yeah, that's
yeah.
impossible.
Do you
And there are
think,
only trade-offs. One of my mentor always said, "There's only trade-offs. There
yeah,
are no solutions."
no. Oh, that's a good one, actually. That's a bar. That's a very
Oh
good one.
yeah. With
That's a
everything,
good
there's only trade-offs. Well, there is
one.
no solution.
Was he referring to relationships specifically or in general?
He was talking about relationships, but you can apply it to everything.
Yeah, I do think so. That's a very good one. Nah, but so yeah, so what I was gonna ask you is, do you think that this is
Why do you think I'm that smart? But okay, continue.
uh, you have ChatGPT right there? What I ask myself
Helps
is,
as well.
what I
Helps as well.
what I want to say is, oh yeah. So my question to you is the following here: do you think that having an being incompatible in this area is a deal breaker in itself? Yes or no?
Well, if she's saying this act influences the rest of the day, she just said it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's written down there. So, I mean, if this influences the rest of the day and how you feel about them the rest of the day, and this also screws with his rest of the day, it seems like it's a important part for y'all both. If it doesn't influence the rest of the day for both of them, then it's not a big deal. But if you're saying, I don't want to be touched by him the rest of the day because he's trying to hug me in the morning, That seems
That's a wild
that's a crazy statement.
That's a wild, and
That's what
it's
you
like
said, right? Or am I did I heard you incorrectly?
no, you didn't hear me incorrectly. That's what
Okay.
he's saying. But you know what I'm asking myself as well, KR, because I think this goes deeper. I think she's, you know how they say women will get mad at one thing, but actually it's another thing that's really bothering them.
Mhm.
When I read, if a guy wakes up every morning and cuddles, that means that he doesn't have anything to do, or at least nothing so important to do that he would wake up and go do it. And so maybe she's lashing out on the cuddling, but I think it's more than that. Because KR, I like a good cuddle.
Everyone does that.
I really like just the warmth, right? But
Mhm.
when I wake up, I have things to do, and so I don't have the time to do it. But if you don't have anything to do, or maybe there's schedules, maybe he's working like late shifts. It could be that he is, for example, working night shifts. Maybe he's working night shifts. Maybe he's working in the hospitality sector, for example. And they will start working later. So in the morning, he has all the time to go and cuddle. But maybe I don't think, perhaps it's the cuddling in itself, but perhaps she's thinking, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, and I need to do that. And so even though I like, for example, hugs, when I have something to do and someone comes and then cuddles, it will bring, I can feel my energy go down. And so I I think that that's probably it. But she's seeing it as the cuddling, or at least that could be it. If
You
a
know,
person if a person tells me, Kia, that she doesn't like cuddles, period, without like an excuse like this or a reason like this, to me that's a deal breaker. Because I need to be feeling your warmth, and I know you're cuddling someone. So if it's not me, then who the hell is Juan?
at the end of the day, I think this is like sending someone. I think the frequency bothers her. I think it's the frequency.
Yeah,
It's like
probably.
sending someone a good morning message every day when you're dating.
Yeah, when you're dating, that's a no-go, man. I heard
This is the same stuff. This is probably the same in the same category. Like at a certain point, you ask yourself, "Dude, come on,"
yeah.
or
Yeah.
her. That in that case,
Yeah, yeah.
I've never sent someone more than twice a good morning message. But
Yeah. Yeah. On the
maybe
same
I'm
day.
not a.
Well,
Like I said, I'm more like a Kanye cuddle guy, not
please
a
stop saying
message good morning message guy.
Please stop saying that as well. I please, I don't. I'm Roald. Oh man, and don't subscribe to this message. I'm gonna use my real name for that one, because that's what will appear in the court papers. I'm not. I'm not.
Yo,
I'm not big enough like Bun
I'm
B that it will
separating
use.
myself right now from this guy right here. Hit this nut job.
Hey, I'm not big enough. I don't have a big enough name like Bun B that they will use
Honey,
my. Uh,
you can't cry in court to get out of this one.
hey, let's move on. Just
Only those who understand will understand that bar. Only
uh,
those who understand. Hey,
hmm. Let me just go through the comments real quick.
yeah, let's go, man.
A person who goes by the handle Unicorn SPERM says that
Come on, man. Yo, come on, man. This nigga, this dude is about to say something wild. I already know. His name is gonna tell me what I need to know. Yeah, what did he say?
you're not the AO. I'm very touched at first at times. My partner has it as his main love language. I'm occasionally firm. I love you dearly. I am occasionally firm. And he quotes, I love you dearly and understand this is your love language, but I just do not want to be touched right now. We can hold fingers if you really want to. Are they from India? Even if he's a little sad at
Yeah,
in the
India do
moment,
they do other stuff, but okay.
you respect. No,
We
sometimes I walk.
covered India in the past as well on this show. That was a very crazy topic.
No, but they do walk like this, right? That's what I was referring. They sometimes you see the guys. You know that, right?
Ooh, in India?
Yeah, I think it's
The
that culture.
last time I'm gonna say this, and people don't.
Don't say sorry. Don't say it. Then. They say
Okay, I'll keep my mouth shut because I was gonna say something that might hurt some people.
no. I
Is
think
that how they walk in India with pinky swearing?
they. I think this. I think it's India. I'm gonna maybe I got this all wrong, or maybe someone lied to me
I
in the
think
past.
you got it wrong. I know how they are in India. Let me show your bops.
Anyways, so let's proceed. If it isn't, I think
If they're
I don't
sliding in the DMs, it's
know.
let me see your bops.
Yo. So,
Oh
so,
man.
another person saying so am I. So also agreeing with Unicore SPRM, mostly because I never really like touch. Yay for parents who forced you to let other hug you, and then my kids are clingy. Sometimes my skin is too much, it seems like, but my husband always asks to cuddle. He doesn't really ask for kisses, more like give me a kiss, but I'm always free to turn it down. It's not that hard. Who wants to hold someone that isn't enjoying it? Is else if
Well, let's not that
it's
last bar right there. That's a crazy bar. Who doesn't like to hug people that don't enjoy it? I can tell you, there are probably a couple of people locked up for doing stuff like that. But okay.
doll habit 2973 says is this love language physical touch or is his love language non-consensual? Because he might not be aware, but those are two different things.
Maybe they forgot one of the love languages. Some people don't know those five. They add another one.
Let me go look at the last one. This is me and my boyfriend's love language dynamic, except he doesn't cross his boundaries. So yours do. I'm an absolute dragon when I first wake up. I'm working on it though. But it's generally a bad idea to interact with me at all in the morning unless you want a deathly side eye. I initiated the conversation with my boyfriend and explained to him how overstimulating most sensory input is for me in the morning, including cuddles. This man is a living teddy bear and is fueled by cuddles, but even he is completely respectful and waits for me to initiate first touch to let him know we're past the grizzly bear hour. It can totally work, but communication and respect needs to happen. That's a good one.
That's the
Uh,
one. Yeah, I do agree with that.
so you are not the a-hole for now. So this person is lucky because she said that. So the Bella Bow said that her boyfriend is like a big teddy bear. So the question whether he'd prefer to be in a forest with a man or a bear is an easy one to answer. Guys, let us know your thoughts.
It's two wrapped in one.
Yeah, but they're both grizzlies because the one is like a big teddy bear and the other one is a grizzly bear. In any case, guys, let us know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think that that the woman is wrong? Do you think that the man is wrong for that one? Should he get a life? Should he leave the woman? Is it a deal breaker? Yes or no? Let us know your thoughts and opinions below. KR, I think we can move to the next topic.
Yes. Second topic of the day is Young Thug's YSL RICO case as it spirals into utter chaos. Lawyers getting arrested for contempt of court, key witnesses getting amnesia on the stand, and remember nothing what they say to the police. RJ.
Not only that, KR, they don't understand questions either. What,
Oh
what do
yeah,
you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Hey guys, before we dive deeper into the story, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, rate the show by pressing the like button, and check us out on our other socials as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's go right away into the contempt of court. Young Thug's attorney being held in contempt. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's take a look at the. Let's listen to what they have to say. I cannot show it because it's law and crime, and I've heard a couple of things about their channel and how they sometimes strike people. So let's listen to what the lawyer had to say, because he had a lot to say about the judge having secret talks with one of the witnesses. Okay, let's play it. Fair use.
Note that for purposes of record. Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
And you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not
How
going
did
to answer
you?
that question.
You're not.
No, I will not answer that
Why
question.
will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate. And I'm not trying to
No,
get
no, no,
anybody
no.
else
I'm
into
asking you,
any-
how did you get this
I'm
information?
not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
we can have this. I have problems right now. and
Okay,
I'd like to
I know.
consult-
Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look. If the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversations with a party. I mean,
He's talking here about Young Thug's lawyer basically raising the issue with the judge, saying, how come you're talking to the witness without me being there? It's coercion, it's extortion, it's whatever you want to call it. Are you putting the guy under pressure? Ex parte is the word they used. RJ, what is ex parte for the people who might not know what that is?
Ex parte is when you go to when you decide not to go to parties anymore, and then when people ask you, "Are you?"
The party of Young Thug sentencing. Anyway. Let, well, let's continue listening to what he had to say.
a party, a witness who was sworn in Friday. The court's telling, this is what I was told. If this is not true, not true. This court
Mr. Steele,
handed
ask
Mr.
me.
Copeland.
Tell me how you
perjury.
got. Tell me how you got the information.
Listen, whatever you want to do.
Tell me how you got the information. Then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that, but I'm going.
Well,
This is when you want to say he's the the judge is trying to get him to snitch where he got his information from. This is snitching.
Yep.
Let's continue.
say is this. I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
it
I was
concerns me that you have proprietary information
Why is it
or
proprietary?
information that you should not be having that was ex parte
Why?
with a party,
Why?
state of Georgia.
How about the witness? How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly
That's
this honorable court,
okay.
or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I
I'm doing
still
what
want to know,
everybody should
how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why,
Sir, I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who the,
I'm not, I
tell me who this information
don't
was
want to
come
be held
from.
in contempt.
Well,
I'm not
then-
answering that question.
RJ,
Yeah, it's he's standing by it. He's not moving 1 inch. I think that what?
he's answering questions with a question.
Just like Jesus.
You know when people answer a question with a question, you ain't going nowhere.
Do I?
I don't know. Do you?
I always thought so. But why is the sun burning?
Which son? Anyway,
Yeah.
hey man, it's that was before they went on recess. After they came back from recess, this is what they continued. I mean,
All right. Mr. Steele, before I recessed, I asked you, how did you get this information? And it is not covered by work product. There's only one way you could have gotten it. So I'm going to ask you again. And I respect that. And it gives me no joy. But as you know, Georgia Rule Professional Conduct, please check me. Rule 1.6, comment 5 reads, and this is what I have. 1.6. I know what the rule says, but here's the thing. Well, I'm just. But in order, you need to please tell me who you got it from. I'm not asking you sum and substance of anything as of yet, okay? But I need you to tell me how you got the information. If you don't tell me how you got the information, I'm going to hold you in contempt. I understand. I don't want to be held in contempt. And I don't want to hold you in contempt. But this is so sacrosanct to have a conversation in my chambers parroted to you and others. It is that serious. Yeah.
is it that serious?
Yeah. So when you are on trial or in any other court cases, you are bound to certain rules. The rules are not always fair. The rules aren't always perfect, but the rules have certain have very important they have very important place in the whole process, and it's to secure a good process, a due process, as much as possible. So if you do not, and maybe you don't agree with them, but those are the rules. If you step on a football field, you might not agree that the quarterbacks are being protected the way they are, but those are the rules when you step on the field. And the thing is, you might like a guy, he's a very good guy, you have no problem with the guy, but if you're the referee and the opposing party tackles the quarterback excessively, in an excessive way, gets a warning, does it again, if he might be, the guy can be my boy, but if I permit that in my chambers, people will not, at least in this example, it's on the field on which I'm officiating, then I will be seen as a bad referee. And I'll get in trouble with the league for the way that I'm refereeing. And so what the judge is basically telling the attorney is, please, I know you're the attorney of truly humble under God, but I humbly ask you, please, do not put me in a position where I have to hold you in contempt. What does he say? What does the attorney say? I don't want to be held in contempt either. But if you don't do, it's like the example I just gave, the anecdote. The guy keeps tackling the quarterback and says, but I don't want to be fined. You're gonna be fined.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This went on. I'm not gonna play the full audio, but this went on for 8 minutes, 8 more minutes. At the end of that 8 more minutes, not long after, he also said that this is like communist Russia.
so you can go ahead and make your record.
Or anyway, this is a record. This is important.
Okay, but it's your allegation and assertion, sir. Okay,
Fair
so,
use.
well, we don't know that. We don't know whether or not they're true.
Going on. Every time Mr. Copeland comes in the courtroom or out of court, he says supported by you see that? This court is observant. You're not just sitting there in a cloud. You see exactly what's going on. You hear the prosecutor tell you, we were in a room with Mr. Copeland and he said these things. Why?
Okay.
Why do I have to bring it up? You should be bringing it up. This is crazy. This is like communist Russia. Mr. Williams is having the worst trial. So I am moving again to stop intimidating the witness by the prosecution, leave people alone, and stop accusing. You've allowed the prosecutor Love to accuse me of misconduct.
Oh, but you've also accused her of shop, so you can.
Yeah. So this is where we're heading, and after that, not long after, he was held for he was taken into custody for contempt of court. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's total chaos at this point.
Yeah.
Not only that, Lil Woody fired his lawyer while on stand. And guess who was the one that the judge was talking to?
Ooh.
Lil Woody. So Lil Woody knew. Lil Woody was counting. If it wasn't the judge, if it wasn't the assistant of the judge, if it wasn't the one who was writing everything down, noting everything, well, there's only one left. If it wasn't me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's hear what he had to say. Let's hear what Woody had to say, man. Woody is out here. Oh, he's talking crazy.
It never crossed my mind.
So how were you able to?
Oh, my bad. The Woody is the other way around. My bad. Let me scroll to this right here. It's this one. This is what he had to say.
Sir, Mr. Copeland.
Fair use.
Is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She's fired.
She's fired? Okay. So do you wish to represent yourself in these particular, in terms of any issues you may have in this particular?
Do I got a choice?
I'm sorry?
Do I got a choice?
Yes, you do.
And what are those?
You can keep your lawyer that you have right
I
now.
don't want her.
All right. You could
Get another one.
certainly hire another lawyer, or the court could appoint you a lawyer.
What I need a lawyer for? What
No, it's just the court is just asking you whether it's your choice, sir.
I'm good.
You're good, sir. Mr. Copeland.
Yeah. So despite this audio could be listened to, the judge refused to release. It's called Miss Bumpus from representing Woody before she filed for formal motion of withdrawal. She was actually a temporary replacement, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going all over the place.
Yeah.
And not to forget, like you said, I don't have that audio with me right now, but Woody didn't understand. They were questioning Woody. What happened? Woody didn't understand the question 3 times. Woody was out here avoiding questions. They played another video of him saying, or people saying, they got a target on our back, and the lawyer says that they were saying we got turbans on our head. You can listen. I'll play it. You tell me what he says. Listen good, because it's a bit muddy. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, we got turbulent out here.
That's it.
I'm hearing turban now.
You can hear whatever you want to hear. It's like the whole thing. You can also hear target on the head, but it is what it is.
But,
It's
but
what it is.
let me put it like that. Let me put it like this. If I heard it and someone said I put a turban on my head and I didn't know the other one, I would believe it.
Well, he had a turban on his head, so which
Yo.
is that's why you can explain it that way. I don't know what
Yeah.
hey, and right after, which is a funny thing. Shortly after, Woody didn't feel well, and he thought he had to go off of the stage for a second because right after he didn't feel well, he had a headache, as he said. Anyway, RJ, with all this being said, what is your assessment so far? Because I can continue playing more Woody videos. For example, this one. There are so many. Woody is a. Oh, wait a second. Well, let me remove this for a second. Right here.
Come to grab me. Every time they grabbed me, I had a different story for them. I know 100% facts, and I'm telling you now, I was not truthful. I was saying whatever they wanted me to say. I was saying whatever I could come up with. I was trying my best to convince them that I didn't do nothing, that I'm an innocent person, and that people put their hands on me. When they ask me about any of these things, you sitting here keep asking me step by step by step by step. And I'm telling you now, because you asked me, was I being truthful? Okay. I know I wasn't being truthful.
So is your testimony today that you lied in every interview that you did in 2015?
See, you the way you asked me that, I don't recall what I was saying in the interviews, but I'm telling you now, when they questioned me 2015, 14, whenever they was questioning me, I was lying. I was making up stories. So when they were asking me about this right here, I was making it up. When they were asking me about this right here, I was making it up. And when they was getting me and they were letting me go, I'm just telling you.
Do you recall telling every detective?
Every time they got me, I have told the police, I tell y'all whatever y'all want to hear, just let me go.
Do you recall telling every detective in every interview, you got to believe me, I'm telling y'all the truth? Okay.
That sound like me.
Do you recall telling every detective in
You know what, KaiR?
Tell me.
As an attorney, you prepare like a case, motivated, substantiated with exhibits, proofs, reports if necessary, witness statements if necessary. You prepare a strong case and go over it over and over again. And sometimes you base it on statements by people like this who will come, sit, and say, all I told were lies. It's like, and there goes your case.
Are you saying, RJ? Are you saying that the truly humble under God can get free off of this?
Well, I didn't follow the case as extensively, I have to say, because to be honest, two reasons, KaiR. First, I don't do criminal court. I don't like criminal court, criminal law in general. I have a different practice. I have a civil practice. I don't do criminal law. Second, I try as much as possible to put myself in a position where I can go up in life. And when I look and hear these things, they're entertaining. Let me put it like this. But I find it, I think I can do it better. I found, for example, the Amber Heard Michael Depp, not Johnny, it was Michael Depp.
Johnny.
Yeah, but who's the other guy? The guy from Rocky. The not Rocky, the other one. The with Megan Good now.
You mean he just got an award.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Majors, yeah.
So those cases are different. They're a bit interesting, but to be honest, all these gang related cases, it's I know how it goes by now, but I do have to say that I think that this is one of the craziest craziest cases I've heard of, because the sequence of events, it's like every time you think that you've reached some, you know how many things happen, KR, like in a week, an attorney gets, and this is the second attorney, right? I believe that has encountered problems with the court, because there was the other one too, the woman. So
Yeah.
it's like, nah, man, it's
Multiple. You had a lawyer from one of the other defendants that got caught up in a case herself because she was giving a gang some, I think it was some evidence or whatever. It's all over the place.
Isn't there also a, what was it again? A state official that
this
the
says she's doing
prosecutor,
OnlyFans.
no, it was no, none of that one. But
That
they were
was one of them as well. She'll probably have to do.
that's why I don't do criminal law, man. It doesn't pay well, apparently. But isn't there also a politician? I forgot. There was a politician or a state official that is being accused of having had a relationship with one of the ops. Now,
Yeah, from Turk. Yes, you know what her name is?
no, what's her name?
Gorilla Grip.
Go. Oh man, funny way.
Gorilla Grip was accused of dealing with what's his name again? He got popped.
Yeah.
Gorilla Grip, man. That's how Gorilla Grip got her first. Trump was on the stage talking about it.
That's why I know of it. Yeah. I thought it was him, but I wasn't sure. I thought it was her. Sorry, but I wasn't sure.
It was Gorilla Grip.
Here, but
Well, the Gorilla Grip grips everyone, whether you're practicing law or the law is against you.
Yeah.
The Fanny Clause.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna send it off with this final audio from Woody. Woody is a very interesting character. Woody is definitely one of the more interesting witnesses, or how you want to call it, one of the people they are using to convict Young Thug. This is what he had to say about something he was asked.
And,
fair use.
You rep YSL a lot in your music.
Dang. Yeah.
Did you hear that? Do I need to bring it closer to you?
I heard him say I rep YSL a lot.
Did you hear what your response was? Did you hear what your response was?
Yeah, gang.
All right. When you responded gang, what did you mean?
I responded gang.
You're saying you didn't say gang, you said gang.
Gang.
GAME is what you're saying that you said?
Yeah, when he said YSL, gang.
So your testimony today is that you said game and not gang. I'm trying to get clear.
And,
I'll play it
you rep
again.
YSL a lot in your music.
Gang. Yeah.
I hear game, man. I hear game.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo, I hear gang, but okay.
I hear game, man.
Same.
Let me just put, if you can hear, if you and I hear different things, then that's already a problem. It's
Yeah, that's
already
the thing. Right? Yeah. But it's the context. You can put it. Who says you're rapping a lot of YSL in your projects? Game. It doesn't. That's out of. It's.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
What makes more sense? Yeah, game or gang in that sentence?
I
You
don't know.
tell me. A, B for the $1 million. Woody, they should put it. Woody for the $1 million. Would you answer game or gang?
Oh man.
Game. Ding, 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 ding. Wrong.
Higher game. Higher
Anyway,
game.
yeah. But context. Anyway, yeah, that's it for that topic, man. It's a crazy topic. Let's see how it continues, man. I'm curious. It seems like the momentum is with Young Thug's side at this moment, and let's see if he can continue. They can continue this momentum going. I'm not pro or against anyone. If he did it, and he should get locked up. If they can prove it, I mean, it states.
Yeah, there are rules, and you need to win or lose by the rules. So
Yeah.
And just why my final thought on this, KR, is that not because it seems for the public to be in favor of Young Thug, that the outcome will actually be like that as well.
Yeah.
Because you have the process, but at the end of the day, the judge will have to look at everything, and if there's is it a
Yeah.
a jury?
Jury,
So the jury would need to look at everything, debate everything, and it's you. The outcome may surprise you. So that's all I'll say.
Anyway, yeah, let's close it off. Close today's show with the short topics, man. We always discuss the short topics real quick, short responses on commonplace situations and trending news.
Yes, guys. Before we proceed, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, and don't forget, especially, to subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Yes, the first topic. We talked about it quite extensively the past few months, and it's been settled. Jeannie and Jeezy reached a settlement agreement in their divorce. Real quick, RJ, your opinion on this?
Yeah, so I think I read somewhere that the case will remain sealed, or that the information will remain private. So we don't know the conditions, etc. I personally thought that the case would take a lot longer. I'm happy that it's settled in court, but the problems and the accusations, I mean, Jeannie Mai claiming that Jeezy was walking around the house with AKs playing real life Call of Duty. I mean, come on, man. It was wild, but I'm glad they solved the problem, at least finished they settled the divorce. Now I just hope that they can remain civil in public. And I do think that
And with her daughter.
the truth, yeah, with a daughter, but the truth will come out, because they're both public figures, and when they go on interviews, they will talk, and Jeannie Mai will tell the story in her favor, and Jeezy will tell the story in his favor. And usually, what you get is that one party will say something like very civil, great man, great husband, etc., etc., and then he had a drinking problem.
That's how it started.
The guy needs to respond to the drinking problem and says, and for example, you will say, yeah, I didn't have a drinking problem, but there was definitely a period that I drank a lot because of the lack of love I felt I was receiving.
Or the love that was given to other men.
If that. So
hey, this is how this shit goes. This is how this goes, man. These people are crazy.
Before you know, a book will come out, and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. So yeah, but I do wish, I hope, especially as we always say in situations like this, for the kids, for the kid in this case, they have a kid, and you want the kid to not become a victim of the divorce. And so I think it's important for them to just keep in mind that, staying civil and having arguments but not involving the kid is always a good idea, because the kid would need to deal with everything later on when she goes to school.
They still have 20 years to go. 18 years to go. Well, maybe 15, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. Other than that, I hope, like you said, it's been resolved. Or at least they can be civil to each other for the rest of their lives. So, but or at least till the kid is 18. And let's hope there will be no parental alienation on both sides, because that's also a thing that can result in a situation like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt later on.
For sure.
Trauma is given from parents to kids, and kids continue that trauma cycle. Yes, man. Last topic of today: YouTuber facing 10 years prison over helicopter Lambo stunt. And real quick, I'm gonna play the video. Fair use. Alex Choi thought it was a good idea to attack a Lambo, his own Lambo, for a video. Well, apparently this is illegal. Looks great on picture, but yeah.
KaiR, it looks amazing on picture. Like a scene from a movie, basically.
Yeah. That's what police thought as well. Let's lock them up.
Well,
Bad boy for life.
the evidence is good. It's from all angles. Yeah.
Let's put a face to it. Do
In
we
high
have a face? Anyway, man. This was in take a look real quick. This was in California, I think. Recorded. Yeah, it was recorded in California. They cuffed the guy, which is Alex Choi. Also, his real name is Sukmin Choi. No, not Sukmi Choi. Sukmin Choi. Just for the, I'm just making sure people don't say I said something else.
Let's bring Lil Woody in for this one.
Lil Woody, what did you hear? What did you say? Oh man, but he's facing federal charges for filming this crazy stunt with two women shooting fireworks at each other. They also arrested the helicopter pilot for crazy stunt. And he lost his pilot license for this.
Yeah.
Ajay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great stunt. It looks very good on video, as I said. It's amazing footage, great recording, great production. But if it's illegal and it's not allowed, you will get, or you might get prosecuted for it. And I think when they were doing it, they never thought that it was illegal. The thought never crossed their mind that taking my own Lambo and shoot fireworks at it would be considered illegal.
This is why.
So so I don't necessarily see them as like being wrong here. But the helicopter pilot, though, to become a pilot of any kind, you know that there are a lot of rules. There are a lot of rules for you to. So not only the license, but the rules in, just like with traffic, like ground traffic, you get rules. Well, in air traffic, it's more. There are more rules. There are more. You are required to be more diligent in situations like this, and in no way, shape, or form could you have thought that putting some kids, well, call them kids, in your helicopter and letting them throw fireworks at a car would be a good idea. So I think I don't blame the content creator and his team necessarily. Maybe they knew, maybe they talked to a lawyer, they decided to do it anyway. But I think it was very stupid for the helicopter pilot to do it, because now he lost his main source of income. And especially if he was trafficking, from border to border, the Betty Whites. But yeah, that's
Hey man, that's all for today.
yes. That last part is a speculation and a joke, by the way, just in case. I don't want to get KR in trouble for this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you're still here, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Until next time, peace.
Peace.